Say hello to Vito Skeletto. This man wants three things: money, power, and women. So far, all he's done with his life is fight in World War II and spend 6 years in prison. He just got released. At least on the positive side, he'll save a lot of money on Mother's and Father's Day gifts because both of his parents are dead. All he has left is his brother. Just kidding, he died of smallpox as a young child. Vito's only option is to earn the respect of the mafia family with the hope of one day becoming a capo, aka a big boss. I load into my apartment, which is small but homely. I immediately sink a few beers because I'm trying to immerse myself in the war veteran lifestyle. The lads want to celebrate me being released from prison, which is actually really thoughtful. They've organised a fun night out at a gentleman's club which features the finest lady in New York City. Oh my god, smash. The lads have way too much to drink, even though I'm the one with PTSD. Imagine spending 6 years in jail and still having to be designated driver. On the way home, the boys mention there's a dead person in the trunk and that we're going to need to bury him. We proceed to drive to a suitable area and dispose of the body together, which at least is a good team bonding exercise, I guess. I mean, some organisations host an all-you-can-eat brunch, but who needs Eggs Benedict when you have a decomposing corpse? I drop these two at Joe's place as they're having a sleepover. A courtesy invite would have been appreciated, but I do also understand that 3 bros in one bed is awfully cozy. I wake up in the morning and I can't help but notice my bed doesn't have any sheets on it, which is pretty unhygienic. Fingers crossed Vito is just lazy and not a member of the clan. My best mate Joe has a truck full of cigarettes and he wants to go and sell them today. It was a different world back in the 1950s, a simpler time. You bought groceries from the corner store, smoking was actually good for you back then, and if you ignored the looming Cuban Missile Crisis, every day was sunshine and rainbows. Joe and I proceed to move many cartons. It turns out selling smokes is easy cash, especially for a victimless crime. It was all going swimmingly until these high school graduates show up and say we can't sell on their turf. They torch our truck and then Joe shoots one of them. They take off in their hot rods, but we chase after them in our stylish sedan, but they easily escape. Fashion before function, I stand by our vehicle choice. Fortunately, Joe knows where this crew has been hanging out. An old bar, and on arrival, coincidentally, some of our associates are already here because they also hate these kids. We all decide to shoot up the bar together, which I mean, yeah, it's pretty intimidating. When these kids get back, they're gonna be pretty upset. We then proceed to Molotov cocktail and torch the bar. Why did we shoot it first? What a waste of bullets. This country is one trade sanction away from economic collapse. We can't be wasting ammunition like that. The thing about high school graduates is they're often too big for their boots. Some of the boys think the only way these adolescents will get the message is if we kill each and every one of them. These poor children graduated school and thought they were finally safe from gun violence, and now this happens. The Bloods fight the Crips, Grove Street families fight the Ballers, and we the Mafia fight teenagers whose dads didn't give them enough attention. In one of their clubhouses, I find a Playboy magazine with illicit photos in it. Jokes aside, like the video if you think kids who look at adult material deserve to be attacked by underground criminal organizations in the real world. I drive back to my place and head upstairs. Seeing the state of Vito's apartment makes me feel better about how I used to live before I met my girlfriend. My house now has candles and various soaps in the shower. It's nice, I'm not even going to lie. Last night I washed my balls with lychee scented exfoliation body wash. I recommend it. I wake up to a phone call. The boss wants to see me at the restaurant. As I head downstairs, there are 2 FBI agents trying to arrest my neighbor. Vito's out here trying to be the baddest boy in the city, and he isn't even the baddest boy in his own apartment building. I take out this little speed demon that looks like it's straight from Simpsons Hit and Run. The boss asks me to go and rescue 2 hostages from a slaughterhouse. It's just out of town, and I have to find a way to sneak into this factory. There's some junkies out the front carrying on. There are 2 rules in our family: don't ask questions and don't do or sell dope. Basically the same rules my mother applied to me growing up. I find a way to sneak in through the sewers, but it's pretty disgusting. Vito then gets literally pooped on by someone. Imagine that. Fortunately, to pick up the mood, I find another Playboy magazine. Nothing like a woman wearing a tight pair of car keys to get a man's blood pumping. I climb out of the drain like I was the 5th Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, Vincent Van Pooh. That is such a bad joke, I'm sorry. The factory is full of people busily preparing meat, but I sneak all the way through. This big unit attempts to stop me, but little does he know I spent my time in prison destroying everyone in the underground fight club. I also use my friends as meat shields, which successfully blocks the punches. They've been getting interrogated for hours. I think they can cop a few more torso jabs. I help get them down, and by that I mean they get themselves down. They comment on my bad smell, which seems unnecessarily hurtful given I'm their guardian angel who is literally saving their life right now. I get busy killing the reinforcements while my friend hacks away at the door with a butcher's knife. Not entirely sure what he's hoping to achieve, but at least he's getting some exercise. On the drive home, I decide to swing by a gun shop, and even this guy has something to say.
Lordy, this is a gun shop, not an outhouse.
I proceed to pull out my Tommy gun and rinse the ill-mannered hillbilly. I also take the money from the register. As I pull out onto the road, a police officer T-bones me. He probably wants to take me back to prison for killing the gun shop owner, or maybe the slaughterhouse bloodbath. Nope, just a $50 fine for missing a stop sign. The silly goose. I go back to the restaurant and the boss is like, change your clothes, why the hell would you come here so filthy? I go all the way downtown to buy myself a new suit, which I'll admit looks tasteful. They wanted me to change because I've officially been invited into the family. The welcoming ceremony is pretty hot. We're dropping blood onto a photo of Mother Mary and burning napkins, but it doesn't stop there. Every single one of the old guys tenderly kisses me, which is half the reason I signed up. The most important thing is that Vito now lives in every man in their 20s dream home, an outer suburban house by a tranquil lake. Is Vito a 55-year-old woman or a young stud? You decide. I go over and use the telephone and it just says that I have no one to call. It seems unnecessarily brutal, why even make it an option? I head outside and my new place is nice. Vito will have so much fun hosting reading group here and Tupperware parties, which I'm pretty sure were all the rage in the 50s. I run through the park over to the diner. The woman working there says something quite concerning.
All that killing made you hungry, huh?
This woman just announced in front of all these people that I'm a killer. She is so lucky that she is so bad. I would hit that, and then around the 3-minute mark, I'd even start doing times tables in my head to give her the full 7 minutes in heaven. Today's job is huge. We're going to plant a bomb in an office building and destroy an entire rival family in one clean swoop. We're taking a 17-year-old kid with us, and Joe keeps sketching out. I'm all for it. I think the younger we turn teens into weapons, the better. When you think about the Mafia and the Taliban, they're not that different. One just eats more lasagna. The kid's body language doesn't exactly inspire confidence. I sneak into the hotel basement and it's full of busy staff members. Like this woman who's ironing, but she's ironing the creases in. This little minx is one moment away from scorching the guest's garment. Joe and I steal cleaning uniforms and then get into the elevator to head upstairs. We stand awkwardly close to each other and Joe even gives my nipple quite a few rubs, which honestly just gets me in the mood for some good old-fashioned explosive radicalism. As I walk through the 5-star hotel and see everybody relaxing, I can't help but think that maybe I just joined the wrong family. Vito spent yesterday covered in poop and the day before that selling Marlboro Reds to edgy teens. Today I'm a cleaner. Joe attaches the bomb and then we go to the roof and take down the real enemy. Any bird that isn't a pelican. We then take the window cleaning platform apparatus, which I'm sure has an actual name, down to the desired level. In the 1950s, physical harassment is fun and silly. They've already started the meeting, but to blend in, I wash the windows. Vito actually has decent window washing form. Just like that, the job is done, and we all look like absolute heroes. Just kidding, it didn't work properly. We work our way through the trashed floor, euthanizing gangsters like they were wealthy elderly people. The elevator opens and startles us, but it's just that woman from the diner near my house. I have no idea what she's doing here. Maybe she's a government agent spying on me, maybe it's just an old game that repeats NPCs a lot. Either way, I'd still hit. Our getaway driver kid died. Kind of reminds me of the woman ironing earlier. Literally one job, do it properly. We chase down everyone who flees and Joe really gets stuck in with the Tommy gun. He's quite emotional about the getaway driver's death, which is sad. On a positive note, it's just not getting old pulling up at my house after living in an apartment for so long. In the middle of the night, I get a call to urgently help Joe at the bar. He's absolutely belted, and so I also selflessly drink many beers to ensure I'm on his level and can empathize with him better. I arrive at the bar, and in his drunken state, Joe has accidentally killed a minority, which is twice as sad as killing a regular person. I help hide the body, leaving a pretty incriminating trail of bloody footsteps behind me. Let's just hope the New York City's forensic unit doesn't look at the ground very often. I drive the car into a trash compactor, and just like that, the crisis has been averted. Some people want to cry and talk, some people kill innocent bartenders. The most important thing is, Joe is expressing his grief his way. I wake up, but this time to someone knocking at my door. It's Vito's sister that I forgot existed, and she's crying. I honestly prefer Joe when he's sad. I go and change into my high school clothes because we've got to go and deal with a bully. And by bully, I mean her husband who's been violent with her lately. I've always hated domestic abuse. I remember just looking in the mirror one day and deciding to stop. This guy is having a party and I'm instantly tempted to let him off the hook because I didn't know he was chill like that. It seems like quite the rager. You've got people in the doorway dying, people in the bathroom dying. Eventually I find Eric making out with a girl, and so I smash him in the head with a bottle. I've gotta say, he's surprisingly good at throwing a jab. I guess he's had a lot of practice, and the big man actually gets me down to one shot. Not the kind of one shot your teammates say, but actually 1 HP, but we do come out on top in the end. Vito then gives him some of that mafia twang, and then I drive home. Best brother ever. I love my house, and maybe Vito will meet a girl soon and then raise some kids here. That night, my house is torched by the Irish mob. I manage to slip out the window and run away in my pajamas while they shoot at me. What did Vito do to deserve this? Did he kill the Irish mob's leader while he was in prison? Yes. But this just seems like a step too far. This was my lake house, bro. I drive by one last time to say goodbye and then head over to Joe's place. My boy has redecorated, and I've gotta say, it's the most disgusting thing I've seen in my entire life. Vito says he wishes Joe's place got burnt down, which is tasteless but justified. I change into Joe's clothes and look hella cute. We then go and kill the Irish. I mean it, we drive straight there and just wipe them out. A few of them try and flee in a car, but LOL, your entire family and social network is now dead. End of an era. Not sure what they were expecting as a response from us, but Joe and Vito are honestly the worst people ever. We might wear cool Hawaiian shirts, but we're straight up narcissistic psychopaths. I killed someone earlier just for washing windows because I got insecure that they were better at it than Vito was. Anyway, Joe says I can stay at the dead getaway driver kid's house. It's above a foreclosed t-shirt shop, which isn't a great sign. The apartment itself is decrepit. There's really not much to love about it. I'm starting to think the getaway driver kid wasn't attacked, but rather shot himself because he remembered that he lived here. I wake up and even the bed is facing the wrong way. What kind of lunatic sets up their mattress with the pillows at this end? It should be closer to the wall. There's also some blood seeping down from above, which really isn't helping the feng shui. I get a call from my boy Henry inviting me to the park, hopefully for a picnic or something, but no, he wants to start selling dope. Behind the family and boss's back, and Vito is like, yes, definitely, let's do that. Seems like a decision most people would sleep on, but what could possibly go wrong? First, we have to borrow money from a loan shark. The fact we don't have the capital up front is a huge red flag for this operation. This guy lends us $35,000. In today's money, that's almost $500,000 in cash that we just have on our person. We then arrive at the Triad's compound to buy the product. This guy greets us, and they are more than happy to supply our demand. As we're leaving, I realize I'm embarrassingly underdressed for this meeting, but then we get ambushed by a third party. We were probably sold out by the Triads. We kill like 50 guys and manage to escape with the product. We are then chased through the streets of New York City like we were a woman out after 10. There's no time to spare, although I do take a quick detour via my old house. The lads don't say a single word, which is respectful. I had a lot of great memories here. Well, mostly just my distraught sister crying on the stairs and that time it got burnt down, but still, memories. I kid you not, a narcotic selling montage then starts. It features a few funny moments and some bribes. Don't mind us, we're just destroying the lives of those lower than us on the socio-economic scale. Well actually, who am I kidding? Vito literally lives in a smack den. I should just start selling product directly to myself. Henry wants to meet at the park again. Maybe his next great idea will be selling uranium to Middle Eastern countries. Unfortunately though, Henry gets jumped and killed by the Triads. It's sad to watch. Joe and I take our revenge on them right there in broad daylight by the park. Henry was a good man. Well actually no, we've established he wasn't, but still we drive to Chinatown and just start lighting the place up. It turns out China has a lot of people, who would have known? Fortunately, we have a lot of ammunition for our Tommy guns, so it's all good. I do kind of question if Joe is combat ready though. The big man is often not facing the right direction. We proceed to eliminate every single breathing Triad in the area. It's brutal stuff. Problem solved. I wake up to pouring rain, which is metaphorical in itself. As I head outside, I'm ushered into a car, and there sits the big papa himself, Leo Galante. He's like, hey Vito, did you and Joe start a gang/race war? Super awkward. Vito comes clean and admits that yes, he in fact committed a small genocide. They drop me off in the rain, in the middle of nowhere without an umbrella. I get they're mad, but that seems kind of like a step too far. They want me to kill the leader of their biggest rival family, and if I do that, then they'll forgive everything. I drive to the observatory where the goose is hiding out. He has all his best men defending him, and I have a new suit that I just bought, so I mean basically even. I begin fighting, and it becomes immediately clear that Vito's military background is coming into play. The strategies he was taught while enlisted are paramount to this mission's success. For example, if someone is shooting at you, get behind something. I think this family that I'm murdering needs to organise a few paintball days or something just to get their lads thinking straight. I work my way through the observatory and then get the drop on Don Falcone, but then Joe is here too, and he's like, "What's up, blood?" with a gun to my head. No, but of course he sides with me, and another shootout entails until we finally gun down Carlo Falcone for good. Poetic justice. We walk out together and live happily ever after as best friends, except that's not really true. As I'm driving away with the boys, the car Joe's in turns off and it becomes clear they're going to kill him. The credits then roll. What a sad ending, but I think they were just showing how cutthroat the mafia was. I love this game, but Joe was my boy. Don't worry, I have a happy ending here for you. The boys and I were playing Overwatch and some guys were slapping us around. I asked them to stop and they actually did, and we danced together and it was really wholesome. Joe who? If you enjoyed this video, hit like. I'll definitely keep doing the Red Dead 2 story series. Thanks for the love on that video. Make sure to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and join the Discord. I love you lots.